And you keep going for Hani and all the comedians you've seen tonight so far. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Shalom Segalim. That was my favorite song in Hebrew school. I don't even know who's here tonight. Clap it up if you identify as an Orthodox Jew and a member of the LGBTQ community. Clap it. Oh, a lot. A lot. That is not easy. I commend you. 2 communities who complain constantly. That's a challenge to be a part of. Clap it up if you are a family member, friend, ally, straight person. I love you. I love so many of you. A blessing on your head. I was raised Reform Jewish, or as you guys call it, not Jewish. I know, it's fine. It's fine. Same religion, different music. That's how I look at it. I will admit the shul that I grew up in Summit, New Jersey, and Temple Sinai was my shul, and it was very goyish. When the cantor would sing, there was an organ, and a choir, and a crucifix. I'm kidding about the organ. But the music is different. I find that the more observant the branch of Judaism, the sterner and more solemn and traditional the music gets. That makes sense. Our cantor, he would come out at the High Holy Days. You would think you were watching Pavarotti at the Met. It was very secular. It was like, Mi hamacha bailim Hashem, Mi hamacha nedar v'kodesh, norat hilot, osef ele gloria, in excelsis. What? That's not right. Thank you, I have a beautiful voice. You know, my parents always hoped I would grow up to be a cantor. Instead, I became a homosexual comedian. Potato, potato, right? By the way, his name was Cantor Groper. I couldn't make that up. Such a sweet man and such an unfortunate name. Groper. He never did, as far as I know. Certainly not to me. He was a lovely, respectful man. So happy Pride. Yes, it is Pride Week. This is my favorite time of the year, aside from Purim. I love the Hamantashen. I love Pride, but here's the thing, it conflicts every single year with my mother's birthday. And that's just a little joke from Hashem. Because my mother feels, and rightly so, as a Jewish mother, that her kids and grandkids should just, wherever they are in the world, they should come running and gather at her feet to celebrate her birthday. And I want to be there, but I also want to celebrate Pride with my friends. And so every year we have this fight. She says, Adam, by the way, my mother is like the Jewish Martha Stewart, but without the warmth. So she says, Adam, I don't understand. Wouldn't you rather be with me and your father, your sisters, your brothers-in-law, all your nieces and nephews? Or would you rather go to gay pride? And I'm like, Mom, that's a Sophie's choice. That's tough. Not the right crowd for that line. Because do I want to spend the week with a bunch of drugged out, over-the-top divas wearing ridiculous costumes? Or do I want to go to gay pride? That's the argument that we have. You might think that coming out to a liberal, reformed Jewish mother and father would be easy. No, they were terrible. They were surprisingly terrible. My father had the weirdest reaction. I sat down, I was probably 20, 21. I sat down with him, I said, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. My father's first words, he goes, well, I think you're bisexual. And I think you should stick with women. I said, Dad, I don't think you know what you're talking about. He goes, trust me, I do. What? Did my dad just come out to me? This is not how it's supposed to go. And then my mother, God bless my mother goes, I think this is a phase. I think this is a phase. It's just like when you first joined your fraternity. You loved it. You thought it was great. And then you got tired of it and you wound up leaving. And I said, Mom, I wound up leaving the fraternity because none of my brothers would sleep with me. Believe me, I tried to make that happen. And she said, well, I never had a clue. And that's a lie, by the way. When your mother tells you she never had a clue that you were queer, that is a big lie. When I was in nursery school, we're talking 4 or 5 years old, my mother came to pick me up after class one day, and the teacher, Mrs. Hauser, said, I'm a little worried about Adam. We have a costume closet at the school, and the one costume Adam always likes to try on and march around in is the wedding gown. And my mother, and I love my mother for this, she goes to the teacher, she said, that doesn't mean anything. That's only because that's the best costume. And she was right, it was the best costume. But when a 4-year-old boy will only wear the best costume in a costume closet, he's gay. Just a little hint for you expectant parents. I haven't done this in so long. You guys are gonna read in your program that I'm actually retired from stand-up. I did it for over 15 years, and I was worn out. I wanted to sit in a rocking chair underneath a warm, comfortable Afghan. His name is Mohammed. We met during an interfaith brunch. I have to tell you, Dana Friedman, who put this show together, give it up for Dana. She does so much work for this organization. When she booked me, she said, you have to be clean. You have to be clean. I was like, okay. She scared the hell out of me. I didn't think I could say hell. I was that worried. I'm not a clean comedian. I'm a filthy comedian. So but I can't, no. I mean, you're clapping, but someone in the back is like, don't do it. Harvey Firestein's in the back, don't do it. So I Googled clean jokes. I literally did this. And I found some that were clean, technically, but kind of edgy and also funny. So I'd like to now do some of these that I did not write. These are clean jokes I found on the internet. Here's a great one. If you want to see who loves you more, your wife or your dog, lock them both in the trunk of your car for an hour. When you open the trunk again, see which one is happy to see you. I was really offended, actually, by that. I was offended. I couldn't believe anyone would think of locking a dog in the trunk of their car. Here's another clean but edgy joke. My grandfather died peacefully in his sleep, unlike the 3 passengers in his car. Too much, right? Too edgy. All right, I'm gonna end with this. This is a Borscht Belt joke that's probably over 100 years old. I've modified it somewhat, but I think it's a funny joke, and please forgive my terrible Yiddish accent. It must be attempted to do the joke. There's an undertaker named Moshe, and one day a body comes into the morgue, and he looks at it and he says, Oy vey, Schwartz is dead, my old friend Schwartz, it's a shanda. And he begins to prepare the body for burial, and when he removes Schwartz's pants, he says, oh my God, look at this schmeckel. Can I say schmeckel? I've never seen a schmeckel this big. It's huge. It's huge. You know what I'm gonna do? I shouldn't do this. It's disrespectful, but I gotta take a picture and show my wife Sadie. She won't believe this. He takes out his old Polaroid camera, takes a close-up shot of just the schmeckel, comes home after work. He says, Sadie, come here. Look at this. You're not gonna believe it. Sadie takes a look at the picture. She says, Schwartz is dead? You guys, my name is Adam Sank. I have a very dirty podcast called The Adam Sank Show. Check it out if you can. Happy Pride and Shalom.